All right. Well, the other day we hung out and we watched a incredible movie called Monkey Shines, directed by
George
George
Romero.
Romero. I almost said George R. R. Martin, but that's not true.
George Romero, famous for the Living Dead series, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
Popularizing zombies in American culture.
Yeah, basically responsible for modern zombies as we know them in popular culture. Yeah. Genuinely, what did you think about the movie?
Oh, it was a little slow at parts. It's a little low budget, but I had a great time watching it with you because you.
I I feel like it's funny because like I remember it being so much better. I remember the monkey stuff, like the schlock of the monkey stuff, but I mean I remember the monkey stuff the most, like the crazy aspect of it being like the monkey stuff, the killings, and every time the main character Alan says like some really fucked up stuff, like whenever he's talking about like his mom or the bird, he just gets to like this like trance where he just starts angrily ranting at them. Like when he's talking about the bird, he's like, "It deserved to die."
Deserved to die.
Or when he calls his mom like a like he calls her every name under the sun, and then ends with a bitch.
Bitch.
And then she starts slapping the shit out of him. So funny.
Oh my goodness, it was so good. I not to skip all the way to the end, but him
The best
biting the
part.
monkey's neck and thrashing it around, insane. So funny.
Yeah, it's funny to me because like the movie has like if you like we talked about this, like okay, so like the basic rundown of the plot is that uh there's a guy and he gets hit by a truck and he turns into a quadriplegic, can't move, and his whole life is basically uprooted and changed. He has to get like a live-in nurse. His mom has to like help him out with stuff, and he's basically just paralyzed and he can't do anything. His girlfriend leaves him.
Uh,
Uh,
Back to Monkey
a little
Shines.
bit of the way into the movie, uh, the guy has a best friend who's like a scientist, helps him get a helper monkey, and it's just a monkey that is supposed to like help him do things. Like all he has to do is ask the monkey to do things, and the monkey will like help take care of him. It'll like read him, help him read books, or get him food, or just do all the different kinds of things for him. And then what Alan doesn't know is that his best friend, has been pumping the monkey full of brain juice, and so
Jeffrey's been messing with it.
yeah, and then the monkey known as Ella starts like getting like super smart, crazy smart, and develops like this crazy psychic link between Alan and herself. So now Alan can like see through the monkey's eyes.
He's having nightmares of what she's doing when he's asleep.
Yeah, and they can like they feel each other's emotions. So whenever Ella's around, Alan gets like crazy pissed off at other people, which is like sort of like a manifestation of his own anger, but is also like in my interpretation is kind of like a manifestation of how Ella feels about that person and how they make Alan feel. Um, and
And they're just
Ella,
playing volleyball with their emotions.
yeah, and Ella, based on the psychic link, does things in response to how Alan feels about those things. So, like, for example, at a like this is okay, like if Alan gets attacked by his live-in nurse's parakeet, his live-in nurse has a pet parakeet, and the parakeet attacks Alan at one point, and Alan is like, "Dude, I fucking hate this bird. I've always hated this bird. Fuck this bird." And then Ella is like, in the middle of the night, the monkey goes and just kills the bird and stuffs the bird in the live-in nurse's like slipper, and then finds it the next day. And then when she tells Alan, "Hey, your monkey just I'm pretty sure your monkey killed my bird. Alan,
He's like, good.
that's when Alan's like, yeah, good. Fuck that bird. That bird
And
deserves to die.
he starts going down a dark path.
Yeah,
And then
deep dark hole.
meanwhile his wife has been cheating on him with his spinal surgeon. And
Yeah,
then Ellis starts to get the idea that he should burn their house down.
and goes and does it, and then
And
that's when Alan's like, oh, dude, this is fucked up.
the craziest part of this movie is that we're describing all these crazy things. It takes like hours to get to this point.
Oh yeah,
Because it really is just a standard TV drama
it
for at
drags,
least
man.
an hour and a half.
It drags. Like the movie's like barely 2 hours, and it just fucking drags. Like
It feels like three.
So I bought Lincoln the VHS copy of Monkey Shines for his collection, and I handed it to him. And on the cover, there's like it's I bought a VHS tape that was from like an old video store. Like somebody had it in an old video store, and that's why I bought it, because of the aesthetic. And on the label was this on the front cover there was a label that said General Drama. And I was reading it and I was like, what the fuck? This isn't a drama, it's a horror movie. Because all I could remember was all the parts of the monkey going crazy and killing people. But I swear to God, if you watch like the first 45 minutes of this movie, you'd think it was a general drama.
It really plays like one too. It
And-
plays like it's like like it's a TV made for TV show about somebody getting over the fact that their life has changed dramatically by an accident.
Yeah, and the monkey part just happens to be like a part of it.
Yeah, like you could end the movie at an hour long and it's just a story about how this monkey helps this guy.
Yeah. And what's even funnier is once you get to like the latter half of the movie where all the crazy monkey stuff starts happening, it's a completely different movie.
It feels like the tone is shift. It feels like the actors are on a different, getting different notes from the director. It feels like the camera lenses change.
And what's even funnier is that somehow, some way, this monkey manages to kill. It has actually a pretty decent body count. It's killed the bird. It killed like 3 people. I'm pretty sure it killed Jeffrey. So
It's set all the monkeys on the lab out.
So it killed like 4 people and almost killed another one. I think it almost tried to kill Alan at a certain point. And then Alan kills Ella, the monkey, with his bare teeth.
What I thought was the most hysterical thing towards the end is like his mom's on the floor dead and he's like, Ella, did you do this? And then the Melanie character comes back and then she falls over and hits her head and there's bodies all over him. And he's just like, Ella, you have to stop.
Ella, no.
This has gone too far.
And then my favorite part of that sequence was when Ella gets like on his lap. The monkey gets on his lap towards the end of the movie. It's just him and the monkey. He's still paralyzed. He's looking at the monkey. And the monkey like pisses on him.
You're dead meat now. I'm gonna rip your heart out.
Yeah, he literally
I'm
goes,
gonna rip your eyes out.
He looks at this monkey and he's like, "You're slime.
You're garbage. You're scum of the earth."
He just starts dogging this.
It was so funny.
That's when the movie was like good.
That's when it finally decided to go way over the edge.
Well, it's weird because it like goes in like this wave, and like where like the first wave is like I'm genuinely like interested in like what happens to this guy. He's like he gets paralyzed. I'm interested in seeing how it like impacts his life. But then once it gets to like the middle stage where like the monkey gets introduced to his life and everything's kind of like peachy keen, hunky dory or whatever, then it's like a little bit boring. But then it goes back up whenever it gets to the point where like the monkey starts killing things or doing crazy shit or crazy shit starts happening. But then there's like these moments in between those highs where it ducks back down and you're like, dude, can we just get to the fucking good shit again?
Can we just do this, please?
Yeah. But and then my favorite, and then like we both were like, holy shit, that scared the shit out of us when at the end of the movie they do that thing that like all 80s movies do where they have like this like one final jump scare to try and like scare the shit out of the audience, even if the scare is like total bullshit and it had nothing to do with the movie, it's completely taken out of context. They still put it in there, and it scares the shit out of you. And it was in this movie where Alan goes back to get like back surgery, like spine surgery, to try and fix his paralysis. And as they're cutting open his body, the fucking monkey just like shoots through his body and starts screaming and their fucking head off. It's covered in blood. And everybody's like freaking out. Yeah, it got me too.
I was not expecting a jump scare.
No, yeah, because it's like the epilogue, you know. You're like, it's over. The monkey's dead.
It's the classic Carrie.
And it was the scariest thing in the whole movie. Was that one shot of the monkey like popping out?
And that's George Romero, the legend, the gore legend guy. And he's just like, yeah, I just won.
Yeah, the guy that was like probably dared to make a movie about a killer monkey.
Yeah, because he was just like, you know that dumb book?
That was me.
This is me.